Hi, so today I'd like to show you how to make a spring frittata. It's great for breakfast or brunch. We have fresh washed spinach, thick sliced bacon, sharp cheddar cheese, some eggs, and a little 2% milk on the side. First thing we need to do is pull our bacon out of our packaging. So let's cut our bacon into 1-inch strips. I've got my pan on medium heat, and we're just going to place it directly in the pan. No oil, no non-stick stuffing needed at this point because the fat rendering from the bacon will be enough. So now that we have all the bacon in the pan, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands because I'm handling raw pork. I'm now going to add 12 eggs to my mixing bowl, and then we're going to whisk it up with a little 2% milk. So I just finished washing my hands. I'm going to add a half cup of 2% milk to my eggs. Got my handy whisk here. We're going to just beat this up until it becomes frothy. This should take about 4 to 5 minutes of whisking, just until you see a nice froth start to build at the top of the bowl. If you have an electric whisk at home, that would be much easier than doing this one manually, and it'll cut your time in half to make it even easier for you. So we've got a nice bit of froth building at the top of our mixture, so we can go ahead and get everything ready to go and put in the oven. Our bacon's nice and crispy, so we can go ahead and remove it from the heat. I've got a plate with a paper towel so we can drain the fat off of the bacon. And with the rest, we're going to go ahead and pour out into our mixing bowl right there. And we're going to leave 2.5 tablespoons of the grease and bacon fat so we could cook our spinach in there. There we go. I want to put the pan back on the heat. Take my fresh washed spinach, go ahead and add that to the pan, and we're going to mix that around until it becomes fully wilted. Now I know this looks like a lot of spinach at this time, but when it starts to wilt, it'll really reduce down, and it'll be perfect for our mixture to make our frittata. As you can see, our spinach is reduced. It looks perfect. So we're going to go ahead and add our egg and our bacon, but first we have to remove the spinach from the heat. So let's turn that off. We'll move it over slightly. Let's add our frothed egg. And we'll sprinkle our bacon in there, but we also may want to just leave a little bit out so we can add that after we mix. Give it a nice mixture, give it a nice stir so it's evenly distributed. This is your last time you're going to be able to stir, so get it all out now. Now that we've stirred it, we're going to go ahead and put it back on medium heat, and when it starts to set, that's when we're ready to put it in the oven. So it looks like our frittata is ready to go ahead and put in the oven. The best way to check is just to make sure that you see that the edges are staying around and the middle is still quite liquidy, because that's what's going to help us cook in the oven. But before I go ahead and do that, I want to add some of this sharp cheddar cheese, and we just want to sprinkle that evenly over the top so it gets a nice coating when it's in the oven. I preheated the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure you just stick an oven-safe pan in there, shut the door, and we'll check it in 10 to 15 minutes. Oh man, this looks so great. It's perfect. So we've got our frittata right out of the oven. So we're ready to plate up our frittata. This looks huge. Definitely feeds up to 4 people. We'll stick it on our plate like so. I saved a little extra bacon just to add a little bit of extra flavor upon the top of that bad boy. Some fresh fruit on the side, and brunch is served.